If you've seen this video, you might have seen me fail at flashing the system's BIOS and effectively bricking this system. Uh-oh. Let's find out how easy it is to fix this after the intro. Turns out that fixing this issue wasn't as easy as I thought it might be. I got myself this CH341A programmer from AliExpress, but that one only accepts 16 pins and there's a 32-pin chip on this board. So I got this one, but it doesn't seem to be a real programmer at all, just a serial interface. Damn it! If I had another system with the same kind of BIOS chip, I could have tried to swap the chips inside of a running system. Which sounds risky, but I've done so before and never actually failed at it. However, the only system I have with a 32-pin BIOS chip is from another generation and uses a different voltage, so that's not gonna be a good idea either. Now what? Well, luckily there's online sellers that can get you a fresh BIOS chip if you tell them the exact model number of your board. That's exactly what I did. Here's the one I got. Let's put it in place of the old one. Alright, fingers crossed. It lives! A year after killing this board, it's been resurrected. And it sees all of the 3 GB of installed RAM this time, which was the main reason for trying a BIOS update in the first place. Finally, we're able to see how it performs. I'm very curious about this GeForce 2 Ti that came with it. But first we're gonna put it in a case, because I've used the red one for my main test system. I'm gonna use this one that used to house my first test PC. We don't need that SATA cable today. The standoffs already seem okay for this board. There's no I/O shield, so let's just screw it in place. A power supply? This one will do. This board only needs the 20 pins from that one. Let's see. Front panel USB. A Molex for the power LED. Let's add the video card. A GeForce 2 Ti with a whopping 64 MB of DDR memory. Let's add the original 200 GB drive back in, because why not? And just one of the optical drives will do. I'll go for the writer. The IDE cables. This one has the slave connector ripped off, but it seems to be working still. I don't have another one to replace it with. And one for the DVD burner, which is an even older 40-wire cable. Oh, I plugged the wrong end of this one into the motherboard. I don't think it matters, but I don't like it, so... That's better. Power! Oh, I forgot some front panel connectors. Right, the moment of truth. Woohoo! The original Windows XP that was on here still boots, but it has a few issues. Let's just do a clean reinstall. Done! Got some drivers for the board on a stick. Let's start with the chipset. Sound? Oh. Maybe after a reboot? Check! Let's try the NVIDIA driver. Oh, I guess 93.81 is too new for this card. Oh, we have a working driver already, so it seems. Check, we can set the display nicely to 1080p. According to Google's AI search result, driver 93.71 is the latest driver that supports the GeForce 2 Ti. Let's try that. Nope. Okay, just searching on Nvidia's website, I found driver version 71.89 to be the actual latest version that supports this card. Check! This one works! Woohoo! Let's do some extreme gaming! Nah, just joking. So I installed some other games, mostly from my GOG library. Oh, and Service Pack 3. I almost forgot to do that one. Alright, let's see how she does. I couldn't find an overlay that would work with this system, so we'll have to do without. I did install Fraps, but that one won't even start because the CPU doesn't support SEC2 instructions. Bummer. The original Half-Life, from a very original CD-ROM, runs pretty decent at 1280 by 960. Not bad at all. Quake 2 at 1600 by 1200 resolution runs very well as well. The built-in benchmark gives me an average of 58.9 FPS. Cool! FlatOut at 720p doesn't run great though. And lowering the resolution to 720 by 576 or even 640 by 400 doesn't really fix that. So I guess we're limited by our CPU here. Doom 3 at 640 by 480 and ultra quality, don't ask me why, but it doesn't let me change that, runs pretty horrible. The built-in benchmark shows an average of 7.8 FPS. Probably better to keep it at some earlier stuff on here. Tiberian Sun runs well. One other reason to try and update this machine's BIOS was to try and upgrade the CPU with the Athlon XP 2800 Plus that I had in a closet for some 20 years. I could have saved myself the trouble of trying though, since that's the CPU with a 333 MHz FSB and this board only accepts 266 MHz variants. I tried it anyway, but it wouldn't boot, so I put the 1800 Plus back in. That's where today's story ends. What should I do with this thing? It seems that ReactOS is getting better lately, so maybe it's nice to try that on here? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time. Yes, I realize now that resurrecting a system would have been perfect for Easter. Oh well.